Hello, everybody. Robert Phillips here, the rock and roll speaker, also known as the Funnel Man. Welcome back to Step Into Your Future. I hope you're ready to rock and roll today. Um, what we're going to talk about today is, we're going to kind of take off where we left off on the last episode. The last episode, episode 2, we were talking about list building and the different tools. Okay. And we had mentioned and we spoke a little bit about autoresponders and squeeze pages, also known as opt-in pages or landing pages. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start right there where we left off. So let's talk about some more tools. But first, I do want to thank you for coming back to this next episode, episode number 3. And I want to mention that if you're getting value out of this podcast, I really would appreciate if you could, comment, like, and share and review and just share, share, share. I really would appreciate it because I'm trying to help a whole lot of people. And the way I can do that is to spread my message worldwide all over the entire universe. So if you can do that, I really would appreciate it. If you need to get in contact with me, you can contact me at robert@thefunnelman.com. You have to put the in there, the funnelman, THE. Or you can just go to my website, rockandrollspeaker.com or thefunnelman.com. All right, I'm glad we got some of those things taken care of. But if you could, like and share and spread the message. Uh, in my podcast, you all know the name is Step Into Your Future. And I like to say this on every episode so people understand what I'm trying to get across. And that is, what does Step Into Your Future mean? Well, to me, step into your future means to get in touch with what's going on currently. And I tell you what, to me, online marketing is what's going on in the world today if you want to survive. Now, sure, there are plenty of brick and mortars still left out there in the world. However, sooner or later, if you're not online, you will be soon because if you think about it, brick and mortars are closing every single day and everybody's going online. And that's how come I want people to understand that step into your future means start understanding online marketing and where it can take you and your family and your future, okay? Step into your future is all about learning online marketing skills and taking yourself to the next level. All right, let's go ahead and continue now with some more tools that we're going to need in our bag in order to get our online marketing off the ground. So yesterday we talked on a couple of tools, autoresponders and squeeze pages. Today we're going to continue that with some more tools. Number 3, you're going to need some incentives like giveaways. And if you listen to the other 2 episodes that I've put out over the last few days, you'll find out that we've talked about ethical bribes, and that's exactly what I'm talking about here. If you're going to have giveaways and incentive, they must have value and plenty of it. Years ago, you could get away with something, with little value or no value at all. Years ago, you could just put up a landing page or a squeeze page, and people would opt in just because they were curious. Well, I'm here to tell you that that doesn't happen anymore. People want more nowadays. They want more. They want more value, 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 and more value before they give you your information. And if you're not familiar with how we do this, you take the squeeze page or the landing page, you create an opt-in, and then you make a ethical bribe with a PDF or a video or an ebook or something that has some kind of tremendous value. And you give that to the person in exchange for their information, whether it be their name or their email or their name and email. So let's talk about the incentive here. That's the number three tool that you're going to need. So your ethical bribe, it needs to be essentially the most important element on your squeeze page. And if your offer doesn't motivate visitors to subscribe, then all of your marketing efforts are going to be lost. I'm just here to tell you. This means that you need to offer, the very best that you can offer to the majority of your target market rather than to, real small groups and things like that. The higher quality of your ethical bribe, the more relevant your offer is, then the easier it's going to be to get new subscribers. And I believe we mentioned that yesterday. So, if you want to consider different types of products that are being successfully sold in the marketplace, then what you do is you just create a shorter version of that hot product. And we talked about that yesterday. So, if you want to find out a little bit more about that, just check out, I believe it's episode number 2. And there are so many different things you can offer. This is also in episode 2. However, let's go over them one more time. You can offer things like free ebooks, free reports, tutorial guides, trial access to membership programs, 14-day trials, you have free booklets, newsletters, graphics, interviews, the list goes on and on and on. However, um, if you want the full, what we talked about yesterday, just go to episode number 2. So now let's talk about the next tool, which is going to be domain and hosting accounts. I don't know what rock you've been living under if you don't realize that you've got to have a domain name. You just have to have a domain name to have your awesome little spot and your awesome little space on the internet highway. So if you want to differentiate yourself from other people, then you need to find what domain you want to call yourself or your business. It's very important. Your domain, you don't want to get a domain that says fantastictshirts.com. And when people click on it, you're selling hammers and saws and drills, carpentry tools. So it has to match up with what you're trying to do. What is your objective? What is your niche market? The way that you can register a domain name, that incorporates relevant keywords, and those relevant keywords need to pertain to your niche or your market, your target market. Now, places that you can get domains that are relatively inexpensive would be like namecheap.com or godaddy.com. And I'm going to stop right there because there are so many different places that you could go. But let's say, for example, if I wanted to build a mailing list that targeted, let's say, the home job niche, I would consider registering a domain name that would, incorporate the keywords of legitimate online jobs. So check this out. How about www.legitimateonlinejobs.com? Do you understand where I'm going here? You have to have that relevancy. It means so much. You have got to have it. Excuse me. Let me get a drink of water here. So, in order to streamline your ability to build targeted lists, you also need to have, guess what? Not only domains, but you've got to have hosting accounts. I know that makes sense to everybody listening. And, you want to make it easy to capture your visitors' information and add them to your list by showcasing a squeeze or a landing page. When it comes to choosing a hosting provider, you need to make sure that you go with a service that allows for your flexibility and fast upgrades, just in case you want to upgrade your hosting to, include a little bit more services and things like that. So, with your hosting provider, make sure they offer the ability to use subdomains. This is very important. Think about that. Because once you get your regular domain, n- whenever you get ready to do different landing pages, then you'll be able to do subdomains. In other words, instead of www.hostgator.com, it could be, you know, uh, bob.hostgator.com. And these are just simply examples. But make sure that they offer the ability to use subdomains. That is very, very important. And you want to make sure that you're creating a high converting squeeze page. And so this is where it all begins. Creating a high converting squeeze page that directly communicates with your target audience and motivates them to subscribe to your list. So, you know, you can do that, but you have to provide solid information, relevant content, and then you will be able to establish credibility with your members on your list and also a reputation as someone who is interested in providing high quality information and exceptional value. Okay, remember that. Don't just go out there and do like some people and just put something up that you're really not proud of and it's not professional. Put something up that you know is professional, and it's some great content, and that you're providing high value, high content. Make sure you do this because a squeeze page is not designed to sell. Remember this. A squeeze page is not designed to sell. Its primary job is to convert traffic into confirmed subscribers. And you need to keep this in mind when creating your page. Remember, your squeeze page or your landing page, it's not designed to sell. It only has one purpose and one purpose only, and that is to convert traffic into subscribers. In other words, you give them that ethical bribe, they give you their information. Okay. Uh, is everybody with me here on this? I hope so. We've been talking just a little bit, maybe about 15 minutes on this. But I also want to stop right here just for a second and see if you really are understanding this. If you have any questions or if you have any concerns about going out on your own and starting some online marketing, because it can be pretty daunting if you don't know what you're doing. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me, Robert at thefunnelman.com. Just simply send me an email and I will be glad to speak with you. Or you can also go to thefunnelman.com, thefunnelman.com, and you can get a free consultation with me. Just go there and at the top of my page, I believe it'll say free consultation. Click on that and then decide what is a good day and time for you, and we'll get in touch. Just go to thefunnelman.com and click on free consultation. All right. I really appreciate you, and let's continue on here. Hopefully, you are understanding what we're talking about here. Let's talk a little bit about the squeeze page itself and what goes on the squeeze page. One of the most important things on a squeeze page is going to be the attention grabbing headline. Very, very, very important. Don't forget it. Your squeeze page's headline should be the very first thing that your visitor sees, and therefore it needs to attract attention, it needs to draw them in and keep them focused long enough for them to be confirmed as a subscriber to your list. Remember, a couple of episodes ago, I let everybody know that the lifeblood of your online business is your list. Remember that. The lifeblood of your business is your list. So that's why, this whole thing that I'm talking about here, list building, we started yesterday on episode 2. This is actually episode 3. And so on this squeeze page, let's get back to that. Your headline is very, very important. It should be the first thing that catches their attention. And as far as your headline size go, it needs to be larger than the rest of your text on your page. You want people to see it. And also, you might even want to consider adding some color to it, maybe red or blue or something like that, something that's going to capture their attention. Uh, Center your headline also within your template and try to, work it into your opt-in box, and so that it is close to the headline itself. Okay, now, what about the body and the content? You should keep your content trimmed down so that it focuses only on the most important information that you're trying to share. Make sure that you trim it down. Remember, we spoke about not having too much content on your page all at once. Like I mentioned a few episodes ago, some people have so much content on their squeeze page, so many links, so many buttons, that the visitor is confused and they end up leaving. Remember, your squeeze page, your opt-in page, has only one purpose, and that is to get that information with your ethical bribe. Okay, so avoid, wordy squeeze pages. That, I touched on that a little bit. You don't want endless paragraphs of information. Remember that today's visitor, they're not really interested in reading that much anymore. They'll read a little bit, but they want you to get to the point. That's much like, podcast. I've listened to some podcast that it took them, 10 to 15 minutes just to get started. I can't deal with that, and nobody else does either. Sure, it's okay if you mention at the first who you are and how to contact you, and to thank your loyal podcast listeners. However, it's not right to go on 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes of an introduction before you get to the meat. And I'm sure you'll agree with me on that. So, something else that we need will be bullet points on your squeeze page or your landing page. You're going to need bullet points. Bullet points are very, very effective. And what they do is they emphasize important features, and they draw attention to special aspects of becoming a subscriber of your list. So it's a great way to showcase the benefits to your subscriber, okay, in return for their information. So let's say if you were offering a report on insider secrets to finding a work-at-home job or something like that, your benefit list, could include things like maybe find out how to land a high-paying telecommuting job. Okay, that would be bullet point number 1. Maybe bullet point number 2 might say, Avoid devastating work at home job scams that circulate the industry and target people just like you. That would be bullet point number 2. And bullet point number 3 might say, discover the number one freelance website. Um, and that could be bullet point number 3. I hope you're understanding all this stuff. It's so important. And, we've went over the tools and everything that you're gonna need, and these things are so, so important, and if you need to go back through this, that's fine. I would, really recommend that you download all of my podcast and just start on podcast number 1 and just continue to follow me, because the whole purpose of my podcast is to let people know that the only way they can step into their future is to start learning some online skills, because online marketing is not going away. It's picking up speed and steam every single day. It's growing and growing and growing. And if you're not on the bandwagon, then you're going to be left behind. So remember to focus very hard on starting to learn different skills in the online marketing space. I think we're gonna stop right here today. I don't like to um, stay too long on these. Maybe 20-25 minutes at the most. But I hope you've got a lot of value from today's episode. It's Robert Phillips, the Funnel Man, also known as the Rock and Roll Speaker. This is episode number 3. And what we did is we're talking about some more tools that have to do with list building. And we talked about your squeeze pages and pretty much how to get started. Now, tomorrow, please come back and join me tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to be talking about something else that's going to help you get involved in online marketing, and it'll get you started to where you won't be left behind, and you'll start to understand why online marketing is so important and why you need to step into your future. All right, Robert Phillips, I really appreciate you. Please like, share, and comment this. Comment on this. Let me know how I'm doing. And I appreciate everything and look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. All right. Have a great day. Goodbye.